Yes. This is another sound I'm playing. Of course, I've had a wonderful time indulging into your music, to your catalog,
Yes, thank you so much.
the incredible discography. This is Forever Love. And we are truly, truly, truly happy to have you today, taking the time tonight.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity for real. I'm ready to vibe
Oh.
out.
Well, I was just telling everybody who's joining us, I discovered your amazing sound when I literally was just listening to Apple Music
Yeah.
and came across Black.
Hmm.
And that is when I first heard this amazing, gifted person who is in front of us. So
Thank
without
you so
further
much.
ado, welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, Monique Marie. You are the incredible entertainer, the creator, the musician, the producer, singer, songwriter,
Ooh,
recording
child.
artist, Kloe Je.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Thanks for
So
having me, Mo.
how's your day been today so far?
My day has been great. It's been going good, been going smooth.
Yeah.
Um, it's sunny where I am. I don't know what the weather is like, where y'all at, but
And
it's sunny here
where are
in
you?
Indiana. Right now
In,
I'm in Indianapolis, but yeah, Indiana.
okay, it's sunny here too. It's because of course we 3 hours, but it's been beautiful. Thank God. We've had
Yeah, for
amazing,
real.
right? So
Hmm.
talk about the humble beginnings because I recognize right away. Obviously, you're extremely gifted with the vocals. So where does this
Thank
sound
you.
come from? I know you mentioned auntie, daddy, mom. Who all are the influences of this incredible gift?
Well, a lot of my family are musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Singer, my dad, he plays the organ at the church. He started me off.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then my brother is a drummer. My sister, she also sings. My mom sings. My auntie,
Incredible.
she sings as
Mm-hmm.
well. And my aunties on my mom's side, like, they all sing. Like, and my
Yeah.
cousins, they play instruments and all of that. And then growing up in church, like that sound, like that church, like they wasn't playing when they said they're gonna put that
Yeah.
in you, like
Like literally.
for real.
In,
So yeah, so a lot of that sound, it comes from there, like, just being at church, like singing in the choir, growing up,
yeah.
hearing that choir music all the time. Like, so a lot of my music has a lot of harmonies and a lot of things going on, keep you
Yeah.
interested.
Absolutely. Kept me very interested. Very soulful, passionate sound, sultry, if you will. And yes, gospel.
Yeah.
So we can feel it. You are truly anointed. I always, when I always talk to artists, I always, and being artist to artist, I always want to know
Yeah.
the inner peace. So you obviously, we know you believe in God, and it strongly exudes from your sound, big
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
So where would you say, as far as some of the mainstream artists, of course, because then we got R&B, which of
Right.
course not gospel.
Right.
uh, some of the mainstream artists that you, of course, were listening to also, along with gospel sounds growing up.
Growing up, like my sister, like we used to like couldn't like listen to R&B, and
Yeah.
we wasn't supposed to be listening to that. Like we couldn't watch 106 in Park and stuff growing up. Like so when my parents would be away, we'd be watching 106 in Park, and
Yeah.
my sister, she's 7 years older than me, so she put me onto a lot of the music at a young age, like listening to Lil Bow Wow, because she kept up on R&B music, even though we wasn't really supposed to be listening to it. She kept up on it, and because she heard it, I got to listen to it too. So I'm like, yeah, I will know a little bit about what's going on. But like even growing up, like being a young teenager, like when I first saw What's Love Got to Do with It and
Oh,
Tina Turner,
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, when I tell you, like I fell in love with Tina Turner. I was like 13, walking around with a little flip phone, Tina Turner
Yeah.
songs on my phone. I was
Yeah.
just like, just young as hell. Got this
Yeah.
old music playing on.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I love that Ray Charles, like that old sound, like all of it together. Like it just all comes together. Like
Yeah.
for me.
Absolutely. I love your hat, by the way.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Beautiful hat, honey. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
love it. It reminds me of last year around this time, my mom and aunt took me to a hat store, and
Yeah.
I'm up in, it's like an area called Napa Valley. And I mean, I've seen so many hats, honey, at so many prices. I was like, oh my,
Yes.
whole game of hats.
Honey, I love me a good hat. Good fedora. What?
Ooh, you got a black one like that too?
I
I know
do
you
got a
do.
black one. I got different colors.
I'm gonna need a black one just like that's fabulous. And I need to know exactly where I can find a black one like that. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
you can always check Target. Target, they got all the fedoras. I ain't even playing. They got every
You're
single
so
one you
funny,
think of.
Tarjay. It would be Tarjay.
Tarjay. Yes, I was gonna say it. I was like, I don't know if they said it like that too. But yeah, Tarjay.
I'll be in there. They be having some stuff, and they not cheap either. Don't play with
For real,
Target.
they not. Mm-mm.
Okay, okay. So 2020 has been incredible, of course, for all of us. But you also
Yeah.
have had an amazing time as well, because you have put out amazing sounds. You put out, of course, Make It Last Forever,
Yes.
um, the album, which is absolutely incredible. What do we have? Is it 11 tracks on there?
12.
12 tracks. Okay, got the
Yeah.
intro. I love the
Yeah.
intro of Make It Last Forever. So
Thank
talk
you.
about the creative process of this album, because it's absolutely phenomenal. So talk about just the whole process.
Thank you. So starting off, like the album was gonna be called Heat,
Mm.
but I changed it. I wanted to do something a little bit more clever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I named it M.I.L.F, it was so funny. My dad was like, "Why would you name it that?" I was just cracking up because I was like, it doesn't mean what you think it means, but
Right.
people can take
Catchy.
it how they want to take it. Okay, look, take it how you want to
Yes.
take it, but it
Yes.
does stand for Make It Last Forever. And
Mm-hmm.
all of these songs, like they came throughout last year. Like I had music that I kind of been sitting on that I was working on that I wanted to put on the album. None of them ended up. I started making a whole nother album. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I do have some older songs that are still gonna come out. But like for MILF, the creative process of that, like it took me like at least like 6 months or so, just,
Wow.
making all the beats,
Mm-hmm.
writing all the lyrics, singing all of the leads and the backgrounds and everything, and then mixing it, and then mastering it. And I had help from my bro who's also a singer, Trey Marquise. Like he helped me out
Yeah.
tremendously. He taught me a lot. So there's that. Like, but doing all of that, like it was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot.
A whole lot.
And by the end of it, like I had started getting a little bit impatient because I'm just ready to put this out. Like you work
Yeah.
on something for
Yeah.
so long and you're just ready to release it. Like you don't want to hold on to it anymore. Like, I just want to put it out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. There's a saying too, that once it's out, it doesn't belong to you anymore. The lyrics and
Yeah.
the rights and the publishing belong to you, but the song and
Yeah.
music belongs to us now, and it's amazing, beautiful body of work.
Thank you so much.
That you have done. I mean, really phenomenal sound. So what would you say would be the difference when it comes to the growth from 2019 when I'm with you
Mhm.
to what you sound like now, to what this message of MILF has definitely done?
So far as when I'm with you, that kind of started. So me and my cousin, we were, kind of messing around because we worked together for a long time. He actually really got me started, like for real,
Hmm.
working in DAWs.
Wow.
He gave me my first program, Reasons, to work with, and
Oh,
I was 14. And
wow.
that's when I started working in DAW, workstations and whatnot. And, it just grew from there. 2019, I got Logic, and that's when I really like,
You went,
took it up like
ooh,
some more notches, just getting so much information and access to other things that I wasn't aware of, prior to that. Like just that, like that elevated me, like per se. Like so
Mm-hmm.
far as
Big time.
musically and in my ear and training my ear more. Like, so when I'm with you, like we were playing around in his basement, and he had like a little dun 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 dun, like, you know, he was playing the guitar, and you know, we made the little beat to it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write something real quick. And so that's how that song came along. And
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure if I was gonna release it yet, because I was more so not really wanting to be an artist. Like, I always wanted to be in the background per se, just be a producer. Like, that's what I wanted. But 2019, am I still in there? Okay.
Yeah. You hear?
2019,
This is going.
I went to
I
California.
got you.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So 2019, I went to California. Um, I was out there for probably like close to 3 weeks, and I was out there with my good friend
Wow.
Brenda. And the whole time, like, I was showing her my music, and she was just like, "Girl, what are you doing? Like, why are you not putting this out? Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong?" She was literally like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was just like, you know, I just always wanted to be in the background. I didn't really see myself, you know, being an artist, you know, actually doing that, because I was in the gospel like
Mm-hmm.
before. I was doing gospel before when I was younger, and that was my lane. So going secular,
Mm.
that was like, well, are you gonna do that?
Well, talk about that, because I mean, what has that been like? You know, I mean, because we have the you have the church, and you have, you know, the church.
Yeah,
What has that been like? The transition from gospel to secular.
it's been more so it's been great in a sense that, you know, I'm really finding my sound and finding like an avenue, a lane that I like. You know, it's been difficult in the sense of not having like the support, you know, all the time, like from my family and stuff like that. But it's like, it's okay. It's okay, because I know
Mm.
that what they stand for is important to them. And, you know,
Yeah.
I don't have no problem with that. So,
What you
I just
stand
keep just
for to you.
right. And, you know, I kind of been like in this like whole transition, like even for a couple years now, you know, like just really taking it more seriously, you know, like sometimes my dad will ask me, you know, well, how's your music career going? And I'm just like, you know, it's going good. Like, you know, I'm about to perform here or there, and you know, I'm working with different people even as a producer. Like my
Yeah.
name is getting out there. So to
Yeah.
me that's great. I just want to sing and perform. Like, you don't have to support me, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay, because I respect you as long as you respect me as well. You know that this is what I'm choosing
Yeah.
to do. Like, I don't want to be in a box musically. I want to be able to express myself in every way, and not just like I'm just gonna do secular music all the time, because like, of course, I feel uplifting and peaceful and motivational, like, and all of those things as well, like spiritual, like, so all of that is connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all connected.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. And I told you when I first spoke with you, you know, and I thank God, you know, with everything I'm doing. I include him in everything. And I
Yeah.
don't think any coincidences or mistakes, you know. He
Hmm.
doesn't bless us with something like just to only keep it secret and kept only in the church. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think whatever relationship you have, you know, with God is your business. That's just like how we talked, how I said I talked to him just like this. Um,
Hmm.
you can't, you know, light cannot bring out light in a light place. You have to go to dark places to bring out, you know, for them to see the light. So you are that light, you know. So I would say just kind of look at it like that with the secular, you know, because we got to go someplace with this amazing sound and gift that's not
Yeah.
only held to only the gifted, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. I agree.
You know, it's just I think it's supposed to be seen, of course, while being protected and staying prayed up and including in
Yeah.
business. but I definitely don't think it was just meant for you just to only, you know, indulge in one genre. I mean, you are like
Yeah.
soulful, R&B, hip hop, you know, you producing, you're engineering. So talk about life before COVID. You know, you mentioned some of the concerts and things like that. What was the scene before COVID for you, as far as nightlife or performing?
Yeah. Let me see. I probably first performed, like did my first actual performance. I think it was last February.
Mm-hmm.
It was at one of my friend's birthday parties, and she had asked me to sing. I think she asked me to sing 3 songs, or it might have been 2. I don't know how many. But I was like, you know, of course, yeah, let's do it. I've never
Yeah.
done this before. I'm stepping out there. Yeah, let's do it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up performing. It was great. I had a really good time that night. And that was like February. Like COVID started hitting like
March. Mm-hmm.
March, you
Mm-hmm.
know, start getting a little serious around April. You know, we going on lockdown. We stuck in the
Yeah.
house, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh Lord, like. But
Life.
even being stuck in the house, like that's where I spent all my time, like trying to get that album done. Being stuck in
Mm-hmm.
the house, not really going nowhere at all, if anywhere. There was up to a certain point where I was hanging out with, you know, friends here and there, like, you know, maybe at their spot or
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
going to open mics. They had open mic nights going on, and
Mm-hmm.
those are always fun because you can just get up there, you
Yeah.
know. So I'll get up there and be playing the keys and start singing, and you know, other people jump in on different instruments. Like it's like completely live. Totally loved it. And there was
Yeah.
a few different places that we would go, so I got to perform. You know, those times it was a lot of practice for me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because there wouldn't hardly be nobody there. So it's like the perfect time for me to get on this stage
Yeah.
and just get up here and perform
Belt.
and learn how to work the crowd and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. Just get up there, have a good time, have me a little drink, loosen me up, you know. So so it was super fun. I still had a lot of fun during the summer though.
Yeah.
Even when they kind of start letting up on some of the,
Mm-hmm.
restrictions and whatnot. It was fun for me. My bro, he put a video out. He did a song, Your Phone, that I'm featured on, and my other bro,
Uh,
Jesus.
Trey Marquise.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Uh-huh. And Jesus.
Yes, yeah. So we
Yes.
did
Yes.
he did a video, and I got to be in my first video. You know, I haven't done a video for myself yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Um, so yeah, that video was great.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. That's exciting. So would you say with the music and everything else that's going on, would you say that it's is it harder to get started or harder to keep going?
For me, I feel like it was more so harder to get started,
Mm,
especially doing secular. It was kind of harder to get started. You know, I didn't realize until I was 26. Like
wow.
I'm gonna be 28 this year in August,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize till a couple years ago. I'm just like, okay, I really can do this. Like if I want to do it, like ain't nothing stopping me with me.
Only
Like
you. Very
only
young.
me. Like
You're very young, you know.
yeah, and I have the time to, and I have the energy to, I have the mind to. So, you know, I'm not gonna stand in my own way, and I'm not gonna let nobody else stand in my way either. Cause
Amen.
I've dreamt about this like ever since I was a child, like just young, growing up. First, I wanted to be an actress. That was the first thing that I wanted to be, and
Mm-hmm.
then I started getting into music around 10 or 11. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to be an actress first. I'm still gonna act one of these days.
That's, I mean, for one, when you're in the entertainment industry, it's such a vast array of opportunities that will,
Yeah,
you know, I mean, we see it all the time. I mean, look at the actors and actresses that they started as musicians.
yeah,
I mean, half of them are directing, some of them are on I mean,
Hmm.
look at Ice-T on Law and Order. I mean, he been on there, what, 30 something years now?
Forever.
Like forever, right? Because he
Yeah.
basically walked into his gift, you
Hmm.
know. So you definitely are gifted. Talk to me about energy. What does that word mean to you when I say energy?
Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Energy to me is like your attitude, your aura,
Mm-hmm.
like all of that is connected. Energy is very, very strong, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very, it could either be calm or it could either really be in your face. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can feel energy in a
Yes.
room. Everybody has different energy, and when you come into contact with people,
Yeah.
like, you know, sometimes it can be instantaneous, like y'all just click, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you meet somebody you like, ooh, I don't like your energy, like,
Right.
uh, I got to stay
And you
away
got to
from you.
protect it at all costs, you know,
For real, I don't be playing about that.
at all costs.
At
So
all
you,
costs.
I say energy in certain words because you definitely have an energy and a vibe about yourself. The vibration is real. You bringing in some amazing musicians tonight supporting you. You got heavy hitting producer on here, Orlando Rocco. I see Orlando. I see a
Hey,
singer songwriter, Sam Marie. I see hip hop recording artist, the Mussolini in here. I see Bayou Red, artist management, and executive producers. I mean, you have a lot of people supporting you on here.
that
BJ.
is great.
Yeah, so it's just I believe in energy and vibration. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
One or two people's lives, sometimes you could be saved, and it could be 100,000. You know what I'm saying? But what
Yeah.
you're putting out is absolutely incredible. So, besides the word energy, I want to throw out some other words to you, as I
Okay.
mentioned during our preliminary, and I want to see what
Yeah.
other ideas come to mind when I say it might be two words together. It might be a word you recognize. So let's start with
Okay.
forever love.
Forever love.
Forever love.
When I think of forever love, I think of longevity. I think of loyalty.
Ooh, I like that.
I think of connection. I think of romance because, like, I'm a crazy romantic. Like, I'm touchy feely. I'm mushy.
Yeah.
And you know, I like to keep that momentum. I like it to be like that all the time, like forever. Because why? Why not? Like, why stop? Why does it?
Why not? It's the most
Why?
important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it exudes. You sing a lot about love, and it's very powerful. I mean, your
yeah.
message is heard, it's felt. The other word I would have to say for you, and these are all handpicked just for you. So,
Okay.
I would have to say dedication.
Dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Dedication. That's just like when I think of dedication, I think of like positive repetition. You
Mm.
know, to be dedicated to something, like it's a choice to be dedicated to it because
Yeah.
it's a lot easier sometimes depending on who you are and like your perspective on life is a lot easier to not be dedicated and just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do whatever you want to do, but it takes a lot of strength uh to be dedicated to something, to choose something on a daily. That is dedication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, character.
Character.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like having a good character and a good energy will take you further in life
Mm-hmm.
than anything else that you could have. You could have all of these gifts and all of that, but if your character is ugly, if your character is, you know, just bad energy, like people will be able to pick up on that.
Yeah.
And your character just makes all the difference so
Ab-
far as like where you're headed in life.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me about artistry and branding. You know, there's a lot of course, people coming behind you, the generation that's coming up behind you, especially I think your story is so relative and relatable because there's so many that come out of the church, like directly, like I'm in the church, I'm a musician still, but I still like R&B, you know. So
Yeah.
talk to that aspiring artist, musician, or producer, and you know, give the gusto of the realness of why it is important still, to maintain who you are as far as artistry is concerned and branding.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question. What I would say is like always be true to who you are. Like don't ever lose sight of who you are, where
Yeah,
you come from. Like that all is a part of you. Like there's no way you can get rid of that.
yeah,
You know, but you do get to choose who you want to be like moving forward. Like once you hit that point and you know what you want to do, like it's your choice. But that doesn't mean that like, you know, you're disconnected from who you know yourself to be, you
yeah.
know, just in the past and like growing, like, you know, you're always going to be growing. I would say like just push forward, like do it
Mm,
anyway.
yeah,
Do it anyway. Like you got to
mhm,
have the courage to do it. You
yeah,
have to have the courage to do it or you just going to be mad.
yeah.
You're just going to be big mad later on if you don't do what you want to do and you have all these regrets. Well, I should have did this, I should have that. Ain't nothing you can do about the past. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing you can do about the future. All you can do is
right.
live right now in a moment. Take it minute by minute, step by step, day by day. You know,
Mm.
thinking too far in the future, you gonna mess around and have an anxiety attack because you trying to do all this stuff that you ain't got no control over. You ain't got no control over it whatsoever. And then thinking back in the past, you might get depressed.
Girl.
Like, you
And
know,
that's a bad place to be when you thinking about the future, like that far ahead to where it's giving you anxiety.
yeah, woo.
Like, woo.
I know all about it because I can be quite the overthinker. I'm in my
Yes.
head a lot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Mm-hmm.
just either if I'm just trying to write a song in my head or I have like I'm very in my head a lot. I'm very to myself a
Mm-hmm.
lot, but at the same time, you
Yeah.
know, I'm also, you know, an extrovert as well, but very in my head. So like I be having to have conversations with myself. And some times
Yeah.
people wonder like, why are you being so quiet? Well, I'm trying
Yeah.
to like get my own head together
I'm
right
gonna
now for a
take
second.
that out in the file system. Yeah.
Before
That's
I
funny.
say
I was
anything. Yeah.
gonna say, are you an introvert or extrovert? I was gonna ask you. What would you
Uh,
would you
um,
say?
isn't there like a middle one? There's like I think it's called is it
No,
it
no, it's
is. Is it it's called an
it's in the
omnivert,
middle.
right? Yeah, it's called an omnivert. I think it's omnivert. I don't
You
know.
making stuff up, Greg.
I ain't making it up. I ain't for real, I think it's called an omnivert.
On the verge, because you can be on the fence and you can kind of be
You can,
yes.
yes, and
Okay.
that's kind of how I am. Like
Okay.
my sun sign is a Leo, but my rising sign is a Libra, and my
Okay.
moon sign is a Taurus.
Okay.
So I'm kind of all mixed up there. Like so far, like yeah, I'm all I'm
Yeah.
all
So
mixed up
very
there.
gifted. Though. A lot of love and beauty and art and creativity going on there,
Thank
which is
you.
a.
Yeah, it'd be a lot going on.
So what was the first CD that you owned that you can remember that you bought and purchased yourself? What was the
I
first CD?
bought and
Yeah.
purchased myself.
Or album. I'm into vinyl, but I mean, what CD would you can you remember?
Lord,
I
that's a
don't
good one.
know
If
people buy CDs no more. I think it's crazy.
they don't, but you know what my best friend does?
I do.
She has a CD player in her car and she plays all Natalie Cole and Whitney Houston CDs every single time we are in the car. Every single
I love her already. Like that is so important to
yeah,
remember
she don't
that
play.
to be able to put
Yes,
yeah.
it's hilarious. So I would probably say maybe a J Moss CD.
Oh wow. Okay.
May That's really all I can think because I listen to J Moss a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he seemed like, his music is a little on the fence too. It's like
Yeah.
he's talking about Jesus, but it sounds a little
Yeah.
R&B too. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
Love it. Hey,
okay.
gospel and hip hop. I love it. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
all
that's all. Yeah.
together. So who else can you see yourself collaborating with? Because you got some great features on, on Make It Last Forever. You got Cam
Hmm.
on there. Who else can you see yourself collaborating with next?
Next.
Mainstream, underground.
Okay, next.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
So
I'm a,
many
I'm
people.
a, for real, I'm gonna put it out there and say that I would love to collab with Sir,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
um, or Tiffany Gaucher,
Wow. Wow.
and also Mickey Miller.
Mm. Now Mickey Miller is it R&B? Is Mickey Miller R&B artist?
I believe so. Kind of in there, like between R&B and gospel, but I think
Got
R&B. Yeah, yeah.
Miller too. Okay. Okay. So that's next. You thinking you manifest in 2021, 2022 on that or
2022.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So speaking of the industry the way it is today, I asked you during the preliminary, what would you change about the industry?
Hmm.
If you could change one thing, what would you, Kloe Je, what would you change about the way the industry, the way it is today?
Like I told you before, like the transparency, and them just being upfront,
Yeah.
being honest,
Yeah.
telling you like it is, so there ain't no confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like confusion. I like to know what's going on
Yes.
and where everything is standing at. I
Mm-hmm.
like to be involved in everything. Um, Maybe take out some of the controlling
Oh,
aspects of the
yeah.
industry.
Mm.
It's so controlled, and I don't want to be in any situation where I am controlled at all. Like, I
Yes.
understand having people above you, hierarchy. Like, I understand that and have a respect for that. But
Mm-hmm.
like, be more of a mentor. Don't try and control me.
Natural. Yeah.
Yes, because like I'll naturally listen to somebody who isn't trying to control me versus
Yeah.
somebody that is.
Trying to teach you. Then,
Yeah,
yeah, because constructive criticism and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you're talking about, yeah, signing your name and your whole life away.
yeah.
That kind of control is just not, it's abnormal. It's it's not.
For real. Cause
Yeah.
like you don't really even know completely what you may be getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go through the contracts and read the small print and all of that, but what about when you get into a situation like that you may not like and they got control over you gotta do it anyway? I'm like, what? I
Yeah.
gotta do what?
Yeah, that's like, yeah, it's a no-no. And I think you mentioned, I mean, people, we could still watch Tina Turner's movie over and over. And I mean, that was like
Yeah.
the whole truth and nothing but the truth of personal life and
Oh my
business,
God.
but how
Yeah.
you can, yes, lose even your government name if you are not paying attention, to the
Hmm.
control. So you have creative control with everything you're doing.
Yes.
Um, you also are a designer and you have
Yes.
Black Eye. So talk to me about Black Eye.
So Black Eye, that came about. I feel like it's been in the works for a long time, but it never had a name yet. It
Mm-hmm.
was never solidified. I never did a logo. Like I just came up with the name probably like this is 2021, 2020, probably like
Mm-hmm.
the end, going towards the end of 2020 is
Yeah.
when I started to actually get a name for it. But I knew that I wanted to do clothes for like a long time. I
Mm.
worked at the frame factory for a little while,
Wow.
um, pressing shirts in there,
Mm-hmm.
designing. I was a graphic designer there for a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where I learned how to do like dye sublimation and I've learned so much since the beginning of the year. I'm about to do this for real. Like, I'm about to really try and get these shirts out, get these clothes out. Like, I was not
Yeah.
playing. I hit the ground running so far as research, asking people who are already doing it. Cute Like Zeus, shout out to Hey Zeus. He's got a clothing line as
Yes.
well. And I was, I pick his
Wow.
brain, ask him questions, just trying to watching YouTube videos, trying to get all the information that I could get. And it's gonna be launching soon. Like, I'm working on a website, get the website going. This is gonna be an e-commerce. Like, it's all connected. Like, I'm a Black woman. These are
Yes.
my Black eyes. This is
Very
what I
important.
see. This is, yes, like, it's geared toward, Black people. Of
Okay.
course, like, it's geared toward the Black community. And cause I like to look good. I like to,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I like to dress.
Yes.
Fashion is just,
Everything.
it's everything. It's everything. It's the first thing I see when I look at, people. I'm just like, oh, okay, I like what you got on.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, I wanted to make clothes,
Yeah.
that people put on, like, ooh, like, I feel
Yeah.
fresh, like, this shirt is fly. I love that feeling. I love being able to supply that, like, and even pressing the shirts, like, it's so
Mhm.
fulfilling for me.
Well, I
So,
Jordan Queen said I'm ready, and I second that. If it looks anything like this, honey, okay, because I'll take the hat, the hair, and the blouse. Okay, just go ahead and ship it right on over to me.
I got you.
When would you say it is time to stop calculating risk and rewards and just do what you know is right?
I don't really, should you? Life is a risk anyway.
Yeah.
Every
Woo.
day,
Talk
every
about.
day is a risk, unless you just, want to live life, completely cautious. Of course, yes, be cautious,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you don't want to be, like, so cautious or
Yeah.
so in your head that you can't um take a risk and do something. Like,
Yeah.
loving is a risk. Like,
Ooh.
choosing to love somebody, like, continually, like, and you see beautiful sides of them, you see ugly sides of them, you see stuff that you love, that you like, you see stuff that you don't like.
Yes.
And it's still a choice, it's still a risk. But life is full of risks. Just do it.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like you'll have more fulfillment and joy,
Yeah.
like, by taking those risks, because it's all a part of the journey. Like, it's
Yes.
all a part of it.
Hmm.
Take it,
True.
yeah.
I would have to agree. And then with what you're talking about, I guess sometimes you can be skeptical, right? It can be too much
Yeah.
skeptical. But at the same token, I think with discernment, and wisdom,
Yeah.
I still go with my gut too. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly will do stuff that people tell me not to do just
Uh-huh.
because I need to know that I, figured it out on my own.
Yeah. Like, you have to learn how
But
to trust your intuition and your gut. Like,
yeah,
it's a
go with
learning process. Yeah.
go with your gut. So if you could be one of the elements that I'm about to mention to you, which would it be? Fire, wind, or water?
I would be,
Fire, wind, or water?
I'm gonna say that I would be water. Water, because there's more water on the earth than there is anything else. Hold on, are
Yeah,
you
it
here with
froze a
me?
little
Am
bit.
I here? Okay, okay. Are you asking why I
You
would be
got people
water?
calling. You said you would be out of you'd be
People calling
water,
me?
and so I said yes. Why you choose water?
Okay. I chose water because the world
Mhm.
is more water than anything else.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
water. And
Hmm.
water is powerful. You know, you got tsunamis, you got hurricanes that
Oh,
completely destroy the earth. You
you are
know,
so,
if you're a Bible reader and you
yeah.
know the story of
Everything,
Noah
wait,
in the
look,
ark,
everything includes waves.
yes, like okay, I would choose water. Water is all encompassing. Like it will destroy anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of water, talk to me of how you protect this beautiful sounding voice of yours. What is your regimen? Is there a regimen that Kloe Je wants to share with us all tonight?
Mm.
Look,
I do.
as I sip on my water. No, this is go ahead.
See, I do love a good glass of wine, you know.
Mhm,
Um, but I can't really say that I have a regimen. Like if I do have to go sing, I will
yeah.
have some tea and some lemon just to make sure that my voice is where I want it to be, like before I perform, you know,
Hmm.
because you know, alcohol can burn your throat.
Yeah.
Little marijuana can burn your throat. You know, just
Yeah. Yeah. It can burn it. It's so hard because every now and then I will try to have like whiskey or bourbon, but it's so hard. It's so hard on the voice. It's
yeah,
it's like ridiculous. It'll like paralyze your vocal cords. So
absolutely.
you have to kind of stay away from that. So we know about the strengths you shared with us, and we know obviously from this amazing gift, um, these albums, singles you
Mm-hmm.
put out about your strengths. What is one of your weaknesses?
What's one of my weaknesses? Now I feel like I'm in a job interview.
Right. Like before we hire you tonight, okay? Before
And
we bring you on stage, we need to know.
right? And so many people be lying about their weaknesses. They try to find a good weakness that they can say in the interview, so they
Right. Oh, I'm just
so they
lazy.
get hired. Yeah. Okay. One of oh that's
I know. It's like, what do you want to tell us? What do you
I
want
know. Okay, but this isn't really like a weakness, but some people see it as a weakness. Like I'm a crier, so
to?
like if I get too emotional talking about something, I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
cry. I'm
Oh,
about to start crying. And to me, it feels like weakness, even though it's just me being vulnerable or I can't help it. Like I literally can't help it. My whole family are criers. They just cry
yeah.
babies. They just be crying.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and like I don't want to get on stage one time and then just start getting emotional and then just start crying. Like
I hope you do, because you know what? You're going to give a very emotional performance after that.
Lord.
Hello. They're going to be like, oh, she was on her knees and everything.
But also I would say um maybe sometimes being too much of a perfectionist is a little bit of a weakness because I just it'll take me forever to get something done just because I want it to be perfect and just because
Yeah.
I want it to be and the world is waiting,
Yeah.
they oh, and I'm a little slow, like slow moving,
Oh,
that's what I'm
well,
not mentally slow.
you're a Leo the lion, so we know you move like a lion. They be moving real slow.
They are. They a little lazy just a tinge, but they be chilling. But they
Yeah.
kind of they move slow until it's like action, unless it's
Uh-huh.
unless it's go time. That is one
Yeah.
thing about me. I move, I don't really move with a sense of urgency
Yeah.
unless, it's go time.
Yeah.
Then I'm moving.
Yeah. Well, I'm just excited just about everything you're doing. Like I said, your energy, your vibe. I'm the kind of person, speaking of what we're talking about, I go after exactly what I want to hear, who I want to talk to,
Yeah.
just dope everything. And I have an answer for you as far as being a crier, because from what I've learned, being also, I love to get things out that way, because I think it's the worst when you hold things in, you
It's
might explode.
horrible.
So I think people who cry a lot have good hearts. You know, if you're not getting any tears out, so you might want to check, you know, go stand in the mirror for a couple of hours. You know, if you just you're not getting no emotional, you know, nothing's coming out of you, just something might be wrong. You know, so I would say, I would have to say you have a beautiful heart, and we can definitely, we can confirm it all by this sound that you're giving us and what you're putting out. So in closing, I'm going to share with everyone, again, one of my favorites, which is Personal. It's off of the album.
Oh, I love that one.
Forever. While I do that, I want you to tell everybody where we can find you aside from Instagram, and what your handles are, the social media platforms, and where your music is at.
Okay. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is Kloe Jane. And that is KLOJANE. Kloe Jane. Okay. And then also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at JKloe. JEKLOE. That's on my Twitter. I am on Facebook as well if you want to add me on there. Under Kloe J, KLOE space JE. Kloe J. I have a YouTube channel. I'm about to start posting videos.
Music is on every platform.
Yes. The album M.I.L.F is on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, it's on Tidal, whatever you got. I don't know all of the things, but it's everywhere. You can get it. I got some singles out. I'm about to be dropping another EP very, very soon. Very, very soon. Next month. Early next May. It'll be on my Instagram. It'll be on my Twitter. I'm gonna let y'all know when I'm dropping my EP. I've been working on it for some months now, and it's about time for me to put something else out there. And I'm really excited for the music that I've been working on now, because y'all gonna see the growth. It's gonna be fun. I'm finna start rapping. So yeah, it's about to be a thing. Let me see. I think that's YouTube. My YouTube is Kloe J Media. KLOE JE Media. Kloe J Media. That's my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm about to start putting out videos every week. Y'all gonna see how I make my songs, like how I do my beats. Like y'all gonna see everything. And I'm gonna do some dancing videos too, because I need some people that want to dance with me, because we finna be getting it. Music videos and everything. It's coming. It's coming. I'm coming with the pressure this year. I ain't letting up off nobody's neck.
Big pressure. Who's that? Uptown City just said.
Hey, Uptown.
Jordan Queen said Kloe J is applying pressure, y'all.
Hey, Brianna.
I would have to agree. She is a quadruple threat. This is amazing. Like, this song right here stays on repeat. I just have to say, Personal.
Thank you. I love that song.
There are no skippers. It's a banger. It is sultry. It is soulful. I mean, it's a lot going on here.
Thank you.
So, Personal is what you're listening to now by Kloe J. As she just mentioned, the album is available everywhere. I want to say to you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just on everything. You got this album. You released a single already. You're starting off 2021 with a bang. Okay. So I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. Continue to include God in your business, you know, and I think you already know that. And definitely the sky's the limit. So I appreciate you just giving me the opportunity right now before we cannot catch you. Okay. While we still halfway in quarantine, 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Because they're open. We open here. Everything
we
is
open here too. Everything open. People, they started taking their mask off and everything.
No. We're not that open. Yeah, no.
They real open over here.
Well, just stay safe, you know, protect you,
Absolutely.
you know, and please keep us posted on performancing and then what's next, the visuals, and definitely on Black Eye on the
Yes,
merch.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, thank you, Queen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
All right, I see you.
Okay, good night.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye.